and welcome to Dungeon Arcade, an actual play storytelling podcast that we play on the Discworld. On the Discworld, I'm going to say. For those of you who don't know, the Discworld was created by Sir Terry Pratchett. He's an author of over 40 fantasy novels, plus that take place in the Discworld, plus a bunch of other ones, some that he co-wrote with other people, did a bunch of stuff with video games. Super awesome guy, big fan. Because of that, the world's kind of owned by his estate and all those sorts of things. So don't sue us. But we are playing as 3 kiddos. Let me introduce those players real quick, and then we'll jump right back in because we left last time in the middle of combat. So to my left, we got Michael. Michael, can you introduce your character and their age and all that good stuff?
I'm Michael. I'm playing Asher, and I am 12 years old and a human ranger.
Directly across the table from me, we got Nate. Nate, can you do the same?
I am playing Dash Snurp, a werewolf fighter. I turned 12 in 1 month and 3 days.
Perfect. And to my right, we got Alex. Alex, hit me.
Hello, I play Ella, who is a rogue, and she also is 12 years old.
Perfect. I am Adam. I don't know if I actually said my name at the beginning of this, but I am your guide through this adventure. I also play a sort of NPC character named Capgris, who is a demon. You should really go back and listen. This is a weird place to start. We've said this last couple episodes. This is the weirdest place to start.
Yeah, this entire thing. This one is maybe more so than the others, honestly. This one might be like the...
I always start podcasts in the second to last episode.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
This is the second to last episode?
Probably second or third to last, somewhere around there. I feel pretty good about kind of this arc coming to conclusion. Anyway, behind the scenes things. We'll see how it goes, because you all could die. This could be the last episode. I don't know.
That's true.
So we last left our players fighting Azthose, who is a demon god of sorts. They befriended a little rat named Nibbles who can talk.
F that rat.
Showed him.
Why did you turn your video on just to say that?
I have something to show Adam.
Oh, you're. I was looking down when Oh. I love it. I love it so much.
I'm wearing the prize for season 3 of Outwatch. The fantasy champion will receive a Zeta pledge crown.
How did you get the... we'll talk about that afterwards, but I have my questions about that.
Keep going on with the explanation there. Make sure to subscribe to Outwatch, a Survivor Rewatch podcast.
Yeah, you should go check out Outwatch. We're coming up on our season finale for Amazon. So Azthose, sort of a demon god, they found a back door thanks to Nibbles. They went in, tried to kill him, and things didn't quite go as planned. Now they're all trying to figure out where they are. Ella is seeing a sort of vision of her mom setting the table for dinner, and Ash is also sitting like just outside the boundaries of the room. Doesn't really make sense to them, but maybe it makes sense to you out there in the podcast world, in your ears.
Out of bounds in a video game was the analogy I think we used.
Yeah, that was the analogy we used. Actually, it was a really good analogy. I was a big fan of that one. Which brings us to Dash. Dash, it is your turn. You've just seen Ella try to... you haven't seen Ella try. You've seen Ella conjure lightning bolts and something else that I don't remember. Oh, it was like a flaming arrow or something like that, right? Or like... Anyway,
unimportant.
It was something. You listened to the last episode.
We didn't, clearly.
We did several weeks ago. You've seen these people do these things, so we are going to have you roll an intelligence roll +1.
We're gonna do the big D20. Big results.
20.
Oh, hey, it actually worked. That's an 18. +1, he said. That's a 19.
So, Dash, this is your first time succeeding in this role, I believe. I don't think you succeeded last week.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of the similar things that I've told other people so far, you kind of realize that what this most reminds you of is not a real place that you've been, or even something magical. I mean, you've been inside Unseen University. You've felt what magical fields are. But this feels like it's not physical in any way, shape, or form. It feels almost like what it does at night when you realize you are asleep.
A lucid dream.
Of sorts, yeah. It's sort of that moment. For you, it would be more that moment of like you just realize it. So it's almost a little disorienting, I'm sure, but not, fully disorienting, as you still have an action. To give you a sense of space, because it's been a while, we're in a very large room. I believe we said the room was about 30 feet across. Was the diameter of the room. It's pretty much circular. And like I said, the edges are there and they feel like they should be physical boundaries, but they're not physical boundaries. You've seen two of your friends actually move through those edges. And especially now that you kind of realize that this might not be exactly what it seems, it probably makes sense that there is not a limitation to this room. You are on the south end of that room, pretty close to where basically there's a bed behind you, and that's about it. And then there's the wall, quote unquote. In front of you, about 10 feet, is Capgris, and then about 10 feet or so, maybe 15 feet behind him is Azthose, who is controlling Capgris as best we can figure. What would you like to do?
So I can just kind of do anything?
Well, that's the question. Is Dash the kind of person who explores in his dreams? Do you feel like Dash is the kind of, and you've seen like Ella kind of do things that aren't her thing. So do you want to give a shot at doing something that's not normal, or do you want to just try to do something that you would normally do, like turn into a werewolf or attack with your axe?
I think I'm going to kind of do a combination. I kind of want to try to like call on the pack.
Okay. Interesting. Who exactly are we going to try to call here? I guess let's set up. Are you looking for like your the immediate people that you were with when what's his name?
Sure.
Died?
When James died.
James died. Okay. So we're looking for, what are their names again? I'm sorry. I need someone to remind me.
Raymond and Carrie.
Raymond and Carrie.
Tori was Raymond's wife. I don't think she was there though.
Yeah, Tori pieced out pretty early on.
Yeah, and then Malcolm was.
Malcolm is the name of like the patriarch, but
yeah, I was gonna say,
he didn't adventure with
that name
you.
was thrown out at some point also, but I think Raymond and Carrie would be the only ones that were like actually there then.
Well, and I guess this is the question. You know this isn't real. Do you feel like it would be a stretch for you to even conjure James with that group?
Do
you feel like that'd be too far?
I feel like if I'm able to like conjure the first two, I would probably think like, oh, I could conjure James too. Like I feel like at that point I would kind of realize and give it a shot.
Okay. All right. Let's we're gonna do a wisdom roll. +1 because you understand what's happening.
It's a natural 20.
Yes.
Oh yes. So Raymond and Carrie suddenly come bursting through the east side, so the right side of the room. They're about halfway. Basically, they're even with Capgris. So Capgris is splitting the difference between you and Azthose. And from the right side of the room, you see Raymond coming in first. Almost immediately behind him and to the right, Carrie is coming in. And then a good distance later, you see James enter the room. And it doesn't look like anything is like changed. It looks like it's them in reality. And they look around the room and they look to you as if they're waiting for a command.
Hey, you see that big guy behind the smaller, scrappy-looking demon? One that looks pretty intimidating. Let's kill it.
They nod solemnly. Nah. I'm debating whether I should give them voices or not. Is the thing. I don't think I should. I don't think that they're going to have voices.
That's
I feel like to give them any sort of independence from you is going to be really wild. Given the fact that you've pretty much just discovered what's happening. So I feel like they are, I mean, they look like them. They look very good replicas of them, but they're essentially silent, and they're going to listen to what you want to do. So as soon as you tell them this, they turn to their right and charge at Azthose in order to attack him. Raymond is the first one, and he lunges at Azthos's left arm, going for his shoulder, and he manages to latch on. Carrie behind goes for the right arm, the opposite side, and Raymond hits first, and then Carrie lunges, and Azthos, recognizing what the pattern is going to be, manages to just dive out of the way, and Carrie launches herself, rolling into Ella, not knocking her over, but she's right in front of her. So now Ella has Carrie standing between Azthos and her. James, the youngest and the smallest of the three, goes for the holiday berries. Let's call it that. He makes a jump, and Azthos, in response to this, lifts up his left leg and goes to kick, and doesn't actually manage to do much besides keep him from latching on. But James falls right to the feet of Azthos. You have a movement if you'd like to use it, but that's your action.
I think I might just move towards Ella, where I saw Ella go then. Because didn't she kind of run out of the wall?
Yeah, but she's like on the opposite side of the room as you.
Okay.
She's behind Azthos, opposite side of the room.
I'm going to start circling around the west side of the room, like closer to that. I'm not going to run directly through it, but I'm going to start like going along the left wall towards that other end. That's
the same side that Ash is on. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably better not to completely split the party between the
Yeah. So you're going to wind up, are you looking to step out of the boundary, or do you want to stay just inside?
I kind of want to stay just inside. I just want to be closer to the rest of my party, essentially.
Okay. So Ash is essentially in the southwest corner, a little bit further north and perfectly southwest, but right about there. You are perfectly west of Capgris. Capgris is essentially in the center of the room, and then Azthos is the north.
Yeah.
That is going to take us back to the top of the order. Azthos, so you've put yourself relatively close to Capgris, which is a calculated risk, but knowing that there are three wolves after Azthos, Capgris turns and goes after James, who is the one on the ground and the most vulnerable one. Capgris lunges at him in order to claw at him, and he manages to do 5 damage against James, which is enough to hurt, but not. I mean, he's still there. He's still around. You actually, when that happens, Dash, you feel it's almost like this really bright light hits you just for a moment. It's almost blinding when Capgris attacks James. There's obviously some connection here, and you recognize that pretty quickly. That this hurts like the right backside of your head, just as the blinding light. Ash, what would you like to do? Obviously, you're going to roll an intelligence roll, and you are getting a +2 on this one.
5.
With your +2?
Yep. Roll the 3.
Okay. What would you like to do, Ash?
I'm going to shoot another arrow.
This seems weird. I'm going to throw that out there. All right, give me an attack roll.
I mean, I don't think it seems that weird that the dumbest person here can't figure it out.
No. I mean, to you, this whole situation seems a bit weird, but you know what?
Okay.
Not weird that you haven't figured it out yet.
And that is, of course, I roll well for this. 15.
I think it's appropriate. All right. 15. I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give this to you. I was debating whether I should give it to you because 15 is like the. If you rolled less than 15 at this point, I would make you roll again to see if you hit Raymond because he is attached to Azthose. But 15, I'm going to give it to you. You managed to aim it well enough. Your center mass on the right side, you know that like that's not going to hit Raymond. So hit me with some damage dice.
That is 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. And would you like to move at all?
Nah, I'm in a pretty good spot here. I'm good.
Good to me. Capris, standing over James, is going to take another attack at him. This time, James is going to manage to squirm out of the way, keep himself from getting hurt further by Capris. Ella, we're back to you.
Okay.
So there's a reality that you see, and that's your mom setting dinner. It's not a house that you really recognize, but it feels very inviting.
Mm-hmm.
And then directly behind you is all of these things. So in the second that you've seen that, Raymond, Carrie, and James, these three wolves. I'm going to say that like I didn't say this before, but they would have transformed into wolves. This is attack mode for them. So you see three wolves going after Azthose, and one of them is standing directly between you and Azthose. So what are we going to do, Ella?
I think Ella like turns and like looks at what's going on by Azthose, but then like looks back at this vista of her mom. And yeah, I think she's like suspicious knowing that all of this is wonky, but she says, "Mom?" All the while, like, she's skeptical, so I don't know if I need to like roll anything.
Yeah, I guess have you moved into this space, I guess, is the question. Or are you still standing outside the boundaries of it?
Yeah, I'd say she's standing outside the boundaries of it.
Okay. So you say that and there is zero response. Doesn't even acknowledge like there was a sound heard.
Mom? She says it louder.
Yeah, still exact same thing. She keeps going about her business. And then a half a second later, she looks away from you. Towards all of a sudden you see a set of stairs on the opposite side, and she calls out, "Ella, dinner's ready."
Oh, okay. Ella walks like close to that boundary, but like as close as she can before she enters it. She wants to watch what happens.
Yeah. So you stand there watching, and nothing happens for a little while, and then Ella's mom once again calls up the stairs, "Ella, come eat dinner. Dinner's ready."
And the otherworldly Ella doesn't come.
Mm-mm. There's no Ella comes.
Okay, I think Ella looks like back towards the battle. And then I think she like kind of slowly enters into the mom dimension.
The mom dimension. Next season of Dungeon Arcade.
The lesser known plane of existence.
So as you step into the mom dimension, Ella's mom turns around. I'm sorry, I can't remember what Ella's mom's name is. That's why I keep saying it.
It's like Myra.
Myra.
I think it's Myra.
Myra sounds right to me. Things we should have looked up before starting the podcast. So Myra, it's definitely Myra. Myra turns as you step into this dimension and looks at you and says, "Oh, I thought you were upstairs for some reason. Dinner's ready."
Thanks. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I got a promotion at work. It's really exciting. I I'm pricing out inventory for the auction house, and it just feels so good to finally have an honest job, and to have you and to just have each other,
The auction house?
Yeah, I've been working at the auction house. I just got a promotion. I was just working in the warehouse, and they saw how good I was at pricing out things, and it's just, it's funny. I never thought that I would have such a steady income. I never thought that I would actually be able to take care of you again. And I just love this. And she walks towards you to give you a hug, which is going to happen unless you do something. So that is the question I have for you: is do you move?
Yeah, I think she's really like on edge about all this. I think she can sense that there's something like unnatural about what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
So I think she kind of just like shrinks back in a way. And she says, "What did you remind me how you got the job at the auction house?"
It's funny. I don't really remember. I get they offered it to me one day, and then I came home and I told you that I got the job, and now I'm telling you that I got a promotion, and it's just our lives are just gonna be so much better.
Can Ella do some sort of like investigation check, to try and like...
Yeah. So I will give you an investigation check, I guess, to see. Yeah, just give me an investigation roll.
Okay. 12.
Okay. So you notice in this moment that your mom seems a lot more rigid all of a sudden than what your mom normally does, especially around you. Like around you, your mom has always been putting up a front, but she's never been like rigid. It's always been easy and natural. But in this moment, there's definitely something wrong with her.
Like personality rigidity, or like physical, like I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both. So there's definitely some like nonverbal communication rigidity that's like not normal, and there's definitely a physical rigidity that makes her seem like she's uncomfortable with what's happening, but she's trying to act like she is comfortable.
I think Ella starts kind of like backing away, and she's like, "This isn't real. This isn't right."
No. And your mom reaches out, and suddenly, she wasn't this close to you before, but suddenly she's close enough that she can grab you, and she goes to grab you. And if you would like to roll a dexterity saving throw to see if you can avoid this grab, that's fine. Otherwise, you can let it happen.
Yeah, she's gonna try and evade.
Yeah.
16.
Oh yeah, that's enough. So you slide away from her. Do you stay in the dimension, or are you out of this dimension? Because you're basically right up against the border at this point.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. This is like hard because I think she's aware that this isn't right, but also there's like this pull, to like see what's going on. I think she hasn't left yet. She's still like against like the barrier or whatever, and she's like, "Tell me what's going on."
Nothing's going on. We have what we've always wanted. We have each other, and we have this house, and I made your favorite. Come on, just come sit down.
Is there? I don't know. Like I think other than like what Ella's mom is acting like, I think Ella like scans the room for something that would like just confirm that like this is not real, right? Like something in the room that like could not possibly be there or something.
I think the thing I would propose is not necessarily a thing, but the way Ella and Myra's relationship is, it seems like they would have some sort of code words, like phrases. It's like you say this, and then there's supposed to be a response that is already been dictated, and so it's not like it's like different responses would mean different things, almost like your own personal thieves camp.
Yeah.
And this to me, this feels very Ella and Myra, because of the nature of their relationship, where it's like, is it a lot of like, is it safe kind of things?
Yeah. I was thinking that same thing. Yeah, that like there's like some code specifically for like there's something dangerous and not right here that maybe you haven't noticed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of what that would be.
Yeah, I feel like it would probably be something along the lines of like the day was long, tell me about it. Which is a normal enough phrase that it feels like something you would say, but it's also just a little weird. That's not the order of those. That's not the way you would say something like that.
Yeah. Ella, like, again, kind of like keeps shrinking back. She's like got her hand on like the barrier of the back wall now. She says that, Mom, the day was really long. Would you tell me about it?
And Myra kind of has this moment, this second where this confusion flashes across her face. And you can see her thinking, and she takes just a second too long to respond to this. And she says, I told you I got the promotion, which you would know this is not the response to it. The response to this is supposed to be something along the lines of something about food that you have eaten, or any number of things that would have made sense. But this is not. This is nothing. Yeah,
for sure. Now I'm just trying to think if Ella would just like run, or if she would try and like fight this thing. Oh. Yeah, I think Ella's just gonna like. She's again says, "Yeah, you're not real," and she like runs back outside the bubble.
Right. So as you do that, you hear Myra say, "No, wait!" And as you exit the barrier, there's a moment where Myra kind of flashes, just this look flashes across her face, and she turns back around to the stairs and says, "Ella, dinner's ready." So I'm going to say you've used up pretty much all your motion, your movement.
Sure.
You couldn't get close enough to Azthose to like strike him, in that way, but you still have an action you can take if you'd like it.
Yeah.
And you get +3.
Okay.
For your wisdom if you'd like to try to do something outside your normal abilities.
Right. Okay. I've got cunning action as well.
Yep.
So do I just have my one cunning action? Do I have a normal action and a cunning action?
You have a normal action and you have your cunning action. Yeah.
Okay. If I were to dash, could I get to, like a tentacle or an Azthose or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could. Okay. So you can just a reminder. So there's you outside the barrier, Carrie just inside the barrier, and then Azthose just on the other side of Carrie. You can dash absolutely to within a striking distance of Azthose. Raymond is attacking the left shoulder of Azthose, and James is on the ground with Capris over him. So you're well within distance to get to any of these people.
Okay. Cool. Let me just read this really fast. Okay, so I think, she's just going to dash, like sprint towards Azthose with her knife, and just like, she just screams, "You're not real!" and just like stabs it in the gullet.
In the gullet.
And would I get a sneak attack for that, since there is an enemy of the target within 5 feet of it? In fact,
absolutely, you have a sneak attack. You're also coming from behind. It's you're
flanking. Yeah.
Everything that is sneak attack is happening right now.
You could not more sneak attacking.
Okay. Great. Have to hit first. That's fell. That's a critical failure. You love to see it.
Okay. So yeah. So you come sprinting from outside the barrier around Carrie, and you jump to try to get to Azthose. And right as that happens, Azthos' right arm swings backwards in response to something that Raymond is doing, and strikes you with a 15.
Okay. Yeah, she's got one. She's got one.
Not hit points. That's an attack.
Oh,
sorry. So just that beats your AC. That's not.
Like,
yes, it does beat my AC.
We're not gonna accidentally hit you with that much like power.
Like even I would have almost died from that, and I'm a melee.
I understand. You had that response. I was like, that's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, no, it hits.
Okay, it hits. So and then he's gonna do 2 damage to you.
Okay.
But he's also gonna knock you prone, and your knife is gonna skitter across the floor just outside of the boundaries.
Lovely.
Yeah. And that is gonna be your turn, Ella. Dash. You have 3 werewolves you can control, plus yourself. You can control yourself too. I know it's a pretty wild thing, but you can. What would you like to do?
That's a really good question, isn't it?
You also see Ella. This all happened to you. This is happening. Like Ella is on that side of Azthos when she's running to attack him. Raymond is.
Which werewolf? Which werewolf is? It was Carrie that was close to her, right?
Carrie, yeah, Carrie is like right next to her.
I'm gonna command Carrie to help Ella up, so that we don't have to waste her movement on her next turn getting unprone.
Perfect.
Great idea.
Carrie's movement then.
I think that for James and Raymond, just like keep wailing on Azthose, honestly.
So James is being attacked by Capris right now. He's also right next to Azthos. So if you want, James can attack Azthos, but just a reminder that Capris is also doing something. Raymond is attached to Azthos' left shoulder. So
okay,
he can continue doing what he's doing.
Just to clarify, does Dash have any reason to believe that this Capris is not like the real Capris that's being controlled? Like if I were to hit that Capris and kill it or something, somehow if he acts, do I know that he's actually safe in any way?
Mm-hmm. You no way of knowing. I mean, you know that the world that you were in is not right.
But that doesn't mean that that's not the real Capris.
You also, I mean, I'm sure you have some amount of faith in Capris as your friend.
Yeah.
But you also know, you also, especially now that you understand the kind of world that you're in, you don't know what Azthos is capable of.
Exactly, yeah. Shoot, man. You know what? I'm actually gonna... Oh, shoot, how big is the room? You said 30 feet?
Yeah, about 30 feet. And I mean, I'll also tell you that at this point, you brought Carrie, Raymond, and James into existence, so commanding them is not an action for you. It's like a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to throw another fireball or not, honestly. If we're being real here. How many charges do I have on that thing left? I have 5 charges.
5, I was going to say.
Throw them all.
See, but if I throw them all, I think they're also going to hit Capris, and also probably me, and also probably Ella is the thing. And then, I mean, it would definitely be the last episode, because I would kill half of the party in that one action.
I'm okay with it.
Oh, we're just going out like that, huh?
I mean, the question is, do you die?
If it hits me, then heck yeah, I die.
No, I mean, I'm saying
This place isn't right.
because of the world that you are in.
Are we in Sekiro right now? Shadows die twice?
That's the question.
I really don't want to commit suicide and find out. Not usually the best way. How much damage would this do to me if I could even find the spell? Jeez. There's a search button somewhere up here. It's just for posterity's sake. Huh.
Okay. The necklace of fireball.
If I threw all 5, it would cast the spell 5 times. No, it adds 1d6 per extra ball. Correct?
Ball. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 12d6 if I were to just chuck them all at once right now.
Yeah.
That would kill all of us almost immediately.
Or would it?
Good question.
I mean,
All
and
right.
it's okay. So here's the thing: it's a circle, right? It's a sphere, is what it does.
Yeah. Here's all right.
So
Here's what I'm gonna do.
So I mean, you're the distance across this room is 30. So
Yeah.
if you throw it on the opposite edge of you, that means that it's like 15, isn't it, or 10? I mean, the whole radius is 20, isn't it?
Man, I don't know. I haven't done geometry in a hot minute.
I mean, what does it say? How much area does it take up?
Oh, the fireball.
Yeah.
20-foot radius sphere centered on that point. So yeah, I guess I could throw it so that it doesn't hit.
Wait, 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius sphere.
Oh, we've been playing that wrong, dog.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
It's a 40-foot diameter.
Jesus. We've been using that super wrong.
Oh, that's really funny. I mean, it still works in all the places we've used it. So basically, if you throw it on the opposite wall, it won't get to you because you're on the opposite wall.
So it wouldn't hit me or Ella.
Yeah, it
Ash.
might. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't hit Ash either. It might hit Azthose. It'll probably almost definitely hit Capgris and James.
And I really don't want to have James die a second time.
It's going to be a fine line. I mean, he's already dead. Whatever's happening is probably not bringing him back to life.
So you said it would definitely hit Capgris and it might hit Azthose?
Yeah, I'm going to say like basically James and Capgris are like definitely in this.
If I were to order James to like move Capgris out of the way almost, would I be able to make it so it doesn't hit those two?
Yeah, you could probably. I mean, if you have him move closer to Ella, or Carrie, like
I kind of want him to. I still don't like the idea of actually hitting Capgris with this thing, though. Would I be able to like order James to like tackle Capgris like further away from Azthose?
Yeah, you could absolutely have James try to get Capgris further away from where this sphere would be, at least.
That's what I'm gonna order him to then.
Okay.
That's what James's move is.
All right. So he is going to lunge at him. Actually, that's going to do it. Yeah. So James is going to get up. Capgris is standing almost over him, and James, pretty much with everything that he has, lunges center mass at Capgris, and Capgris falls backwards, kind of away from Azthose. So this would be southwest of Azthose is the area that we're kind of moving towards with those two. So with the fireball sphere, they would probably be out of the way.
Okay. So
there's still a chance that you hit them, but there's still like they're it's not guaranteed anymore. Okay. And Azthose is still potential. This is going to be such a fine line of hitting the people that you want to hit and missing the people that you want to hit.
I know. I'm just trying to make it as safe as I can.
Yeah. No, and I get that.
And I'm going to have Raymond just, I guess, disengage and basically run further away so that he doesn't get hit by this thing.
Okay.
Or as far away as he can to make it harder to hit.
Yeah.
And
so Raymond is going to disengage and try to sneak around Azthose, essentially. Like in one motion, he's going to let go,
and just bail,
move around the backside of Azthose as you throw it.
As I chuck this.
Yeah. And this is like he understands this.
Yeah. As I throw this literal like grenade that I now have, essentially.
Are you throwing the whole necklace?
I'm gonna do the whole thing. We're using it.
I love it.
All right, okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the thing. I'll throw the whole necklace.
All right.
Please don't kill all of us.
What'd you say?
I said, please don't kill all of us.
I just spent 20 minutes like playing chess so that I didn't hit as many people as possible. So
Okay, so we're gonna start with Raymond's motion because that feels
right.
really important to me. Because in this motion, I am also going to include an attack with that would hopefully push Azthose further to where you want him to be.
Yeah.
So that's the goal with this. So we're gonna do a disengage, which that is successful, baby. So Raymond drops down and in one motion sprints around the left side of Azthos towards his, and it's going to go after where his knees would be. He doesn't really have legs all that well, and he's going to attack, but it's not actually going to push Azthos in any direction. It's not enough to actually move him. So now you, in that same time, had thrown the necklace. I want you to give me I'm going to call it an athleticism roll.
Oh snap! I'm proficient in that.
Yeah, because I mean, your whole point is you're throwing something to where you want it to be. I feel like this is athleticism.
Yeah, it's like throwing a baseball.
Exactly. So,
all right. I'm glad I burned the nat 20 earlier. 13 plus 4, 17.
Okay, that's enough. You're gonna thread this needle just right. Raymond is gonna go with this. Like he's burnt. Ella, James, Capgras, Carrie are all gonna receive some like residual burns. It's nothing that's gonna be. You're going to get a fraction.
It's not the firebomb that I've just shot.
You're not. They're not hitting the firebomb. So, hit me with the damage.
All right. This dice set has 4d6s, and I was like, I'm never going to use those. Well, here we go. 4. All right, calculator time. 4. All right, got to roll the second set of 4. 5 plus 2 plus 3. All right, the final set of 4. That's going to be a total of 48 fire damage.
Okay. Did you ever roll a 6 while you were rolling your dice? Do you remember?
Several.
Okay. So the damage that Ella and Cappers are going to take is 6 damage, just from the residual burns of this. So Ella, you take 6 damage. Capris, me, will take 6 damage. Sorry, forgot how I played this game for a minute. Okay. All right. So you throw this necklace to the opposite side of the wall, your goal, trying to get as far away from you as possible. And suddenly the room is filled with this fireball. It's one of the brightest things you've probably ever stood next to. It feels like you're standing next to a sun and is about as bright. When it dissipates very quickly, it's this massive flash. It's there and then it's gone. When it dissipates, you have to take a second to kind of realize what has happened, where you are, to see anything. And what you realize is the feeling of the room that you were in before is gone. It feels like the room that you're currently in has actual edges to it. It's not as dark as it once was. It's a little bit just dim. It's dim now. It's not black. Everyone is lying on the ground. And by everyone, I mean Dash, Ash, Ella. But you can't see Capris. Dash, you're the first one who kind of sits up. Your eyes adjust, and in front of you is a bed. And in that bed, there's a figure sleeping. In your right hand, you have the angle axe. Behind you, to your right, is Ash. Ash, you sit up just moments after. Unable to speak, there's just like whatever just happened, it's kind of just too much in your head. And you actually hear the voice inside your head going, I told you it wasn't real. And then behind Dash on the left side is Ella. And Ella, you sit up, and kind of the same thing. You everything is just fuzzy. But you look around and you suddenly realize the way that Nibbles described Azthos' room is how this is laid out. Behind you on the far wall is a dresser, and in front of you is the bed. To your left, there's a desk. And on that same wall to the left, just further towards where the dresser is, there is a door. You look around and you don't see Capgras either. Dash, what would you like to do?
I would like to make an investigation check to make sure it's not Capgras in the bed instead of Azthose, and make sure that we're not being bamboozled.
Good investigation check.
18.
18.
This
That's
freaking big dice is awesome, man. It's doing pretty well tonight.
So what you see is, as you investigate closer, you see pretty much what you saw that was Azthos before. Whatever the creature that was Azthos tormenting you in the room, you see something very similar to that laying in the bed. It's definitely not Capgras. Whatever, it has that same kind of like lack of thing there quality to it. But this one, I mean, it has these tentacles on it. It's a lot grosser than Capgras is.
I'm gonna hit it with the axe then.
Okay.
Not Capgras then. Yeah.
Perfect. So you wind up and you swing. And as you swing, you slice through Azthos. And Azthos' eyes flutter open as you do. And he takes a few breaths. And he says, "That was well won. Sorry about your friend." And then Azthos disappears. And you're left standing in this room with Ella, Dash, and yourself. No, Ash.
I
Ash.
just want a Nathan observation and not a Dashner observation. I would argue that was maybe not the most well won because I just threw a bomb at him and it ended the fight instantly. I think that was the least amount of like actual skill it could have taken.
Sorry for giving him that.
I'll take it. You guys are standing. I mean, at this point, Ella and Ash, you guys have stood up. There's the whole feeling of kind of numbness, of tingliness in your brains. Like it's gone. You feel like you can talk. And you guys kind of stand silently in that room for a minute, I'm sure. And right as one of you tries to talk, Ella, you hear a voice on your shoulder say, yes, you did manage to slay him.
Where's
I knew I could
Capgras?
trust you.
Where's Capgras?
Oh, your demon friend. I'm not sure. He was here when Azthos took you into his sleep.
Ella grabs the rat and squeezes to the point of discomfort. Where's Capgras? Loose. Okay, she loosens.
I don't know. As I was saying, he was here.
We need to find him.
Well, that's the thing. He disappeared at some point while you were in Azthos' realm, and
We need to find a vase and break it. Just start breaking all the vases. That's where he was last time.
you look around the room, and there are actually quite a few vases. I mean, they're all pretty ornate. They all seem old.
Actually, I'm not gonna. Actually, no.
I break them.
Good call.
I break on.
No, wait, don't.
Ash breaks a vase, and you hear this loud screech, "I'm free!" And then it's gone.
Cool.
Break another.
No, stop.
Almost the exact same thing happens, except it's much lower. It's "I'm free!"
All right.
I'm just breaking out. I'm just rapid fire, just breaking as many.
Hey,
as I
Ash,
can.
I don't think that's it anymore. I think we've exhausted that option.
He's not in the vases.
Nope, not a vase.
Nibbles is kind of
Like a
sitting
lamp
there.
this time.
Nibbles is sitting there, kind of horrified, and just goes, Do you know who you've released into the world?
Yeah, we're releasing hell into the world.
We still have the axe. We can just go on like 18 more adventures.
I don't want that.
I don't either.
I have plans.
I don't, but it just doesn't sound
Okay.
like it.
Nibbles, you said that he got lost in Azthos' dimension realm. What'd you say?
So the rest of you, so when you entered this room, you fell into a slumber as Azthos drew you into his realm. He is a demon of sleep, essentially. He morphs your reality and tries to capture you in your mind. So when you entered this room and he took you into the room, you all fell down into a slumber, but Capgris didn't, because he's a demon and that's not how he works. And then at some point, he got absorbed into Azthos. And I don't know if he was doing anything out of the ordinary while he was in there with you. I assume that he entered your world, either on his own volition or by that of Azthos. But he never returned when you did.
He was fighting us in there.
Yes.
That wasn't the same Capgris.
Well, it was Capgris. It was your Capgris being controlled by Azthos. I assume what happened is I assume what happened is you killed Azthos in the dream. Am I correct?
Well, yeah.
So when you killed Azthos in the dream, Azthos, because he was controlling Capgris, couldn't release Capgris from the dream. And then just now, when you swung your axe through him, you killed them both.
We killed Capgris?
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't kill them. I mean, you know that thing only banishes them. They could still come back someday. I don't know.
Ella starts to cry.
Oh. Nibbles turns to Ash and Dash. Very confused by this.
I think Dash is just going to drop the axe on the ground and just walk out of the room.
How can...
I think he's just out. He's done with the whole thing now. He is beyond gone.
Hey! That's directed at Ash, or at Dashner.
Dash, the one who just left.
Yeah.
He does not respond, but he turns over his shoulder.
No bailing.
What am I bailing from anymore?
It doesn't matter.
Ash, what do you think about all this?
I walk over and hold out my hand to Nibbles.
Nibbles jumps under your hands. Scared of Ella now.
Does he not
I
understand
squeeze.
crying?
You squeeze.
Yeah.
Nibbles. I mean, he does the same thing. He just loose.
I loosen it enough to where he's not suffocating, but he definitely can't wriggle free, and it's definitely not comfortable.
Yeah, he's not getting out of your hands. He's like,
Yeah.
what do you want from me?
I pull out my dagger and I say, "You knew what he was going to do when we entered this room. You knew he was going to pull us into his dream, and you said nothing."
Look, there was. I mean, this could have gone any number of ways. It just depends on where he is in his sleep cycle, whether he can actually pull you into his dreams or not.
As Ash says that, Dash is actually going to turn around and turn into werewolf form and start growling at the rat as I walk towards it instead.
So I mean, Nibbles is going to be he's wriggling here.
I stab him.
Right.
Oh dang! I was going to fight him.
You're gonna eat that
so
rat.
You're holding Nibbles in your hand, and Dash turns in his werewolf form, starts growling and moving towards Nibbles, and you feel Nibbles trying to escape your grasp. And in that second, you don't hesitate, and you plunge your knife into him. He doesn't have an opportunity to try to escape. And there's a second where you feel these belabored breaths from him. And he says, he looks up at you. He looks squarely into your eyes, and he says, "I'd rather be dead than cursed." And then he dies.
I look
Guys,
at Ella. Am I cursed?
I don't think so.
What? How would you have been?
I
You
don't
were with
know.
us like the whole time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Guys, we can't bail on Capgris. We have to find him.
I mean, he's in
Yeah,
hell,
isn't
isn't
he?
he? No, he's just banished to hell.
Where?
The
Where?
axe
Look
does.
look around. We're basically there. If we got into his dream world once, we can get there again, right? And get him out.
He's dead.
I mean, he was banished too.
Ash, you hear a voice inside your head. The voice inside your head. This isn't a new voice.
there's like 7 of them up there.
So many voices.
Oh, I finally have woken up.
Hard to tell the difference sometimes.
So you hear the new voice inside your head, and it says, "Listen to me, and we will return your friend from damnation. It will take time." And that's it. That's all it says.
We can't bail on Capgris. That stupid mouse said that they can come back, right? We have to find out how to get him back.
I just don't see how he could.
I mean,
Okay, well, if you won't do it, then I will.
If you can,
what are the logistics of that though?
I don't know. I don't know.
that's what
We
I'm
have
saying.
to find
I will
out.
do it. I'm down to try it, but we have no. There's not even an indication that there is a Capgris anymore. Like,
How did demons come here in the first place?
I don't know.
we don't know. You broke a vase. That's all we know. Don't you dare break more vases.
I break another vase.
Oh my lord.
I mean, it just happens again. Like, there's another demon that screeches about its freedom and it flies above your heads into the real world.
This is our.
Hold on, before you go.
It actually, like, it's most of the way through the rock, and then you see it kind of return, and it looks at the three of you and it says, "You are not Azthose."
No, but we're friends of Capgris.
Good call.
Capgris. I do not know such a creature.
I mean, he's a demon, so I mean, I didn't know how small the community is and how easy it is to know everyone. I don't know.
Real tight knit group.
I do not know the demon of which you. Oh, no, Capgris. No, I don't know him. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Get out of here.
That's not really the important part here. What we want to know is when we banished Azthose. That was us, by the way. You're welcome.
Hold on. You three.
Yeah.
You entered Azthose's realm.
Yeah.
And defeated him.
Yep.
How did you defeat? Did you defeat him, or did you just kill yourselves?
That was an option?
Yes. It's how do you get out of a dream?
I mean, we killed him. That was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an option. I'm not saying it's not an option. It's just it's a much harder option. It's more impressive, really.
We killed him with the fire of 1,000 suns.
That is impressive.
There was a lot of fire.
There was a lot of fire.
And what do you wish of me?
Really, just so our demon friend Capgris, he was in there too, kind of being controlled by Azthose. And then we came here and then banished Azthose, but Capris isn't around, and we're pretty sure he was banished with Azthose. So we're just kind of wondering if you kind of know any logistics of if we would be able to get our friend back.
Your friend, the demon.
Yeah, he's kind of bound to us, so we kind of.
Well, he was at least.
Well, he was. We don't know if he still is.
There's a lot of unknowns in this whole situation, honestly.
Well, I mean, okay, okay, so you defeated Azthose.
Yep.
You set me free.
Yep.
Nothing you three jokers can do about that.
I don't really care.
So
I pick up the angle axe. There's a lot we can do about it.
You don't have a name yet, so you can't be that important to the plot.
That's a valid point all around. Tell you what, and he kind of floats down to the dresser, and he picks a really small, and it almost looks like what you would keep like ashes in after a cremation, an urn. That's what those are called. He picks up an urn. It's not decorated in any way, shape, or form. It's just clay. It's very mundane, and he hands it to Ash, and he says, "This is the one that might be able to help you, if anyone can. This one might, but be careful. Not many people actually get what they wish for with this one."
I drop it.
Oh
My gosh.
As you do that, the demon you were talking to, I mean, he's gone. Like, this is not anything he wants to be around. And you drop the vase, and for a second, there's nothing. And then,
what a ripoff!
And then from the shards of the vase, this smoke begins to accumulate, and eventually, standing in front of you is a very strange looking man, if you could call him that. He's very tall. He's over 8 feet tall.
Is it Will Smith?
He's
Oh man, this is hot.
He's over 8 feet tall. He's wearing some kind of head wrapped with a jewel in the center of his forehead. It doesn't seem like he's wearing a shirt at all, but you can't really tell because his skin doesn't seem like skin. It just seems like something that's covering. And he is standing on 2 legs. There's nothing weird about that. He's wearing fairly normal like pants, cloth pants. And he towers above you, and he looks down at you, and he says, "Did you just smash my vase?"
Yeah.
Hobby of his.
Why?
I want to talk to you.
You said to open it. There's a lid.
Again, it's a hobby of his.
That's my home.
Oh, it was.
I live there. Why would you? And he like does this magical thing with his hands, and suddenly the urn is back in its shape. And he says,
"Hey,
all right. Which one of you smashed it?"
I did.
All right. I was going to say take a guess, but
All right. What? Okay. Do you know who I am?
Nope.
You don't. Okay. Well, I'm a genie.
I was actually about to ask, are you a genie?
What's a genie?
I grant you wishes. It's normally supposed to be 3, but that's only if you actually open the thing, and you just smashed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's not infinite.
Okay, well,
Technically, you shouldn't get any wishes. I'll give you one.
I pick the urn up and I take the lid off and I put it back on. There, I opened it.
No, that doesn't do anything. I'm already out. He's my master.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. The only experience I have with anything like this is freeing demons from vases, and you just smash them.
You smash those. No, that track. I'm with you, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. Actually, that's a valid point. How old are you?
12.
How old are you? And he points to Ella.
12.
What are you? And he points to Dash, who, as far as I know, is still in werewolf form.
Yeah, I go back into human form just because. Why not at this point?
Okay, werewolf.
He's 11.
11.
He's 11. Okay, what are you kids doing in Azthose' chambers?
Killing
the
him.
demon.
Banishing him.
We killed him.
And he turns around and he sees the empty bed, and he looks and he sees Ella holding the angle axe, and he's like,
I just give him a big thumbs up when he turns back around.
okay,
And we'll kill you too if you don't bring back our friend.
you can't even begin to kill me with that. I don't. What?
Do we need like the 180-degree angle axe or something? Like
Time out. No, you can touch this with an axe. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one wish. What's your name? And he points to Ash.
oh my lord, we've given it to the least qualified person ever.
I'm giving you one wish. Okay, and at the end of this, I'm gone. Okay, Azthose can't keep me here anymore. I'm out of here.
I lean over to Ella and just tell her, "Is this borderline worse than being enslaved to a demon lord? This could go so wrong so fast."
I trust him.
All right.
He didn't bail.
What? The genie stands there and he just looks at Ash and he says, "What? What do you want?"
So before we banished Azthose, there was another demon that was inside Azthose that's actually bound to us, and well, we think he was banished along with Azthose. So I guess if you could bring him back, that would be cool. Or if you could just unbind us from him, that'd be pretty sweet as well. Then we wouldn't really need him back, would we?
He's our friend. We can't just leave him.
You're missing the point.
Okay, let me just do a little quick look see here, and he all of a sudden a book appears and reading glasses, and he flips through.
Yeah, you never had a friend like me.
And then he pulls out a magnifying glass and examines all three of you very closely, and he's like, "Yeah, no, you're not bound. Y'all are
cursed."
What'd you say?
Am I cursed? A mouse said I was cursed before he died.
The mouse said a lot of things that were lies. Don't worry about it. We need to get Capris back.
It was also a speaking rat.
Nibbles?
Yeah.
Oh, you know him too. Cool.
You killed that dude, right? You didn't let him go up to.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
No, that was really sketch. That was super sketch.
You guys should have listened to me.
I mean, I don't even know her, but you should have listened to her.
We get that speech a lot. Just continue with the whole.
It's because I'm always right.
So no, we're back at this. So you guys aren't bound anymore. Whatever you did, you unbound it.
Oh.
Now I can go back and get your demon friend if you want me to go get him. I can do that, but don't do it because you think you owe him anything. He's a demon.
What's that? Why would that keep us from owing him anything?
Because you're not bound to him. So what?
We're not bound to him, but that doesn't mean we are just going to forget about him. He's our friend. We don't bail on friends.
Question.
What's up?
Did he just go back to hell? He could come back on his own whenever he wants?
I mean, if he was absorbed into Azthose, it might be a little bit harder than that, but potentially give him a couple thousand years. He probably squirrel his way back.
Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna work for us.
You can handle that.
I don't think that's a viable option for me, at least. I don't know what you're up to, Ash, but if that's good for you, I don't think it's gonna work for me.
I mean, think about it. He's been alive for a lot longer than that. A few thousand years. That's nothing.
Hey, Ash, how long do you plan to live, bud?
At least 12 more years.
Asher.
The rightful age of 24. I've seen everything I need. I'm on. This is it. I've lived life to the fullest.
Ella looks Asher just right in the eyes and says, "Asher, I don't know how I can go on knowing that we killed our friend Capgris and then just left here. I can't do that.
I don't think he's dead though.
He's basically dead.
Yeah, he's basically dead.
Oh,
And this is about as dead as demons
It's
can be.
semantics.
Doesn't
he's
mean he won't
dead.
come back. But like,
We'll never see him again.
Pretty grim down there. You think this is bad? You think this is hell? Oh, you got no idea.
At least, even if he wants nothing to do with us after he comes back because we killed him, we have to at least see him and say goodbye. We can't just bail on him like this.
what if he tries to kill us? He's not bound to us anymore.
He
He's a
won't.
demon.
He
We have
won't.
the axe. If worst case scenario, but I kind of doubt that.
Guys, I trust that he's not going to kill us. And if you were a good friend, you would trust that too.
Ash is just thinking back to all the times that Capris has talked about killing us.
I'm down to try it.
And it's up to you. It's up to you.
We
Listen,
got warned that we don't exactly always get what we want from this guy. So, I mean, I guess be prepared for something to go weird. But no offense to you, Mr. Genie. But
No. None taken.
I was as bummed and perturbed about this whole situation as any of you, probably more so than any of you when it started.
I'm gonna go with more, so.
But that's changed now. We're a team. We're friends. We can't just leave him. Even if he did cosmically bind himself to us without our consent.
I mean, we actually did that to him.
I was gonna say, y'all
hang
smashed the
on.
race, right?
If we're doing this,
Why do you always grab the smallest, most unimportant detail and latch onto it?
because it's something I can grasp onto.
The important thing is that he's not the same person that we started with. He's our friend now, and I'm not going to let us leave without him.
While
Just
I'm
a reminder,
thinking,
not a person, demon.
That's
while I'm
racist.
thinking, I knock over another vase.
Why?
The genie kind of like puts his hands out as if he's like trying to grab it, but he doesn't react fast enough.
Gosh, man.
The vase smashes and nothing comes out of it.
Is that one intentional or is that an accident?
That one was intentional.
Does it help you think?
Yeah. Why do you think I throw rocks at windows?
Because you're a heathen.
Asher,
You
I
want a
trust you.
window? I can give you a window.
Nope. That's not our wish.
All right, fine.
You want a window?
No,
Sold.
we want Capris back. Not bound to us though, but at least back here.
You want Capris back on this plane
Here in this room,
in this room.
where we can see him unaltered.
Unaltered.
The real one.
All right. I need it in the form of a wish,
And-
Ash.
And chips and salsa. I'm really hungry.
Can he be holding those? Because I think that technically counts as the same wish then.
I wish that Capris was back in this plane of existence, in this room, unbound to us, without any limitations that he didn't have before.
All right, you got it, bud. And the genie disappears. And we're going to call it right there. We'll reconvene next episode.
Whoa, cliffhanger.
Oh, snap.
So let's end it. How about that? I forgot that we have to end the episode. I forgot about that part. So my name is Adam. Thank you for listening. We have been playing Dungeon Arcade Kids. This little story arc in the finale here is a version of Madness of the Rat King, which is a 5th edition adventure supplement for all levels, created by Tomer Abramovici. You can get it drive through RPG. Highly recommend getting it. Throw him a couple of bucks. It's awesome. Creates a lot of good content, and I'm a huge fan of this one in particular. Michael, to my left, Give me a little sign off.
I'm Michael, and wishes are hard.
I'm across from me, Nate. Give me a little sign off.
I'm Nathan. And burn, baby, burn. Just go and burn.
To my left, to my right, we got Alex.
I'm Alex, and I'm the only one who cares about our critical main character.
And I'm Adam, who plays that main character, who could easily just bring him back with no problem.
I knew it.
Thanks for listening.